Stretch marks. Let's talk stretch marks. Stretch marks started appearing a little bit out of nowhere. I did go to do that test. The one is like 3 hours. Like, who in the right mind has 3 hours to really spare sitting in this walking clinic? Like, oh. Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. So today I'm actually going to do my 22-week update, guys. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that I'm actually 22 weeks already. I remember when I was just at 12 weeks and I was like, oh my gosh, okay, this is going kind of slow. Or even at like, earlier on. But now it actually feels like it's flying by and I'm a little nervous because I'm not prepared yet, but a lot has gone on during these weeks of pregnancy. The past 2 weeks, I feel like there's so much that has changed again. I feel like my belly's got a lot bigger. I feel like it's popped quite a bit and it's feeling heavier for sure. It's got me bumping into things because my balance is a little bit off these days. My back aches a little bit, so I'm definitely feeling it in places. In terms of movement, baby has been moving a ton. As of like the 20 weeks basically and a few days, like baby's been moving every day. Like I'm well aware when it's moving all the time now, and it does this thing where it's like dancing on my cervix, and trust me, it is not fun. Like I kept feeling these random movements. They are pretty consistent. And I'm like, sometimes I'm like, are they like Braxton Hicks? Are they? But I don't think they are. They definitely are kicks. I can feel it because babies usually, I feel other movements in other areas while it's doing that. And it's so uncomfortable. Comment down below and let me know if that's ever happened to you. If you felt baby basically dancing on your cervix or just kicking you down there. It's just strange. I don't think I've ever experienced that in any of my other pregnancies. So that's been cool that baby's been moving a ton. And basically everyone has felt baby move. I think Aaron felt like the slightest little movement. Poor guy. I feel bad for him because every time he goes to touch the baby's, to feel the baby move, the baby's not cooperating, but he or she has cooperated and have allowed everyone else to feel movements. In terms of appetite, oh my appetite has increased immensely because I was going through phases where I'm like, okay, I just ate, like, why do I feel like I need to eat again? And I know when I have to eat. It's not even like me feeling peckish, because to be honest, I don't often feel like I need to eat. I don't often want to go eat anything unless my body's telling me to, because I think I just feel full a lot more. Baby's growing, so there's less room in there, and I'm starting to feel like full a lot. So I will eat, and then within like 2 hours, I feel that feeling of starvation all over again, and I need to go eat something else. So I'm doing that, and I'm trying to make good choices, because when you feel like you're eating that often,
you just don't want to just pack on the pounds.
But I feel like I've been doing well for the most part, and there are some times here where I just can't control it. It's like I said, I'm not craving anything sweet this pregnancy, so it's never anything sweet or junky, but it's more salty where I'm eating like bologna, and I have to like slice it in half because bologna is loaded with salt. Y'all know I've got to watch my blood pressure, so I crave things like of that nature, and I just have to eat it in moderation and make sense of what I'm doing. In terms of weight gain, like I said, my scale is stupid. Like I go on it, and give or take, it's basically saying I've gained about 10 pounds, 12 pounds total. So it's nothing extreme in comparison to last, which I do find interesting because I feel like I'm heavier, I feel like I'm bigger, and I feel like I'm blowing up. Maybe it's just my stomach expanding that makes it all feel like that. But I do feel a little bit wider, and I'm like, if the weight hasn't changed, where is this coming from? That's basically what I'm wondering. But stretch marks. Let's talk stretch marks. Stretch marks started appearing a little bit out of nowhere, and it's actually just on the front part of my belly. It's nothing significant because I guess because like of my complexion, it's not like it's not huge contrast. Like if it was darker, then, and my stretch marks are a lot lighter, then they would be visible. They would be, I think, more prominent. Because of my complexion, the stretch marks are like, I don't know, they just kind of blend in. If I have to look real close, like my belly looks pretty, I don't know, it's almost like stretch mark free. You wouldn't be able to tell. It's just me who, when I look really close up, I can see them. And so I am rubbing those babies down with some bio oil, which I have been doing from the very beginning, but I just haven't been consistent. So I have been making sure, as of like 21 weeks, I've been trying to be consistent, like morning and evening. Whereas before I would do it in the like once a day, and some days I would forget. And because I don't know, it's just one of those things, like it's not that serious to me. So, I mean, if it was that serious and I really, really cared, I definitely would be applying it 24/7 around the clock. But yeah. Another thing, nausea. Nausea has returned. Why? I don't know. But it's returned like when I eat certain things. And now I'm gonna have to say too that it's kind of like self-sabotage nausea, if that makes any sense at all. It's I've been craving spiciness, and I've been eating a lot of spice. So that's not helping. Like I'm eating food and I'm just loading it on with sriracha, and guess what? Shortly after that, that's usually accompanied with like really bad indigestion. Sometimes it's not even right away, it's the next day. And while I have the indigestion, it makes me feel ill. So then nausea kind of accommodates that a little bit. The nausea has been there, but it's really the indigestion that's been really, really bad, along with heartburn. And like I said, I'm pretty certain that comes from eating the spiciness, because it only happens like, you know, I eat the spice pretty much daily, but there are a few times when I miss it, and those days I'm generally fine. So I'm realizing the pattern and realizing that something's got to change. Emotional, I told you guys I felt pretty chill before, and I feel like I still am to a certain degree, but I find that I get a little bit more like antsy and emotional. You know, the times when I'm just like, for, you know, watching something, I might like be all teary-eyed, but that is generally me before. I am a softie when it comes to that kind of stuff, but I feel like I get agitated a little bit more, and yeah, it's one of those things. I must say that I've noticed is that I get these little dry patches. I have like one here, I think I have one here, and maybe one somewhere else that I notice is kind of appearing, and it's definitely a result of pregnancy, because I never really experienced that before. And I mean, I'm moisturizing my skin every time I shower using like shea butter, you know, all that good stuff. So I don't know why that's happening, but it's definitely a pregnancy thing that causes it. In terms of swelling, I've had swelling maybe once or twice before, but it's nothing significant. It generally comes from me maybe after I've walked a lot, or I think it's on the time that during the times when maybe I don't drink enough water, but I'm making sure that I drink a ton of water, and that's pretty much what I can do. I'm very thankful that things have been going rather smoothly so far, and I actually went and did my gestational diabetes test, and I think I was trying to incorporate it in a vlog, but I lost the footage for that somehow. I deleted it accidentally. So I did go to do that test. I have been in contact with my doctor, but they've yet to give me the results. So I'm still waiting on that to know. And it's a pre-test, obviously. It's the one where you just drink it and you wait 1 hour and you get to go. I was so happy because I actually thought I was going to have to be at that place for like 2 hours. And I know the other one is like 3 hours. Like, who in the right mind has 3 hours to really spare sitting in this walking clinic? Like, oh my goodness, I just can't. Anyways, so I'm waiting on the results of that. I've actually been officially contacted by the doctors indicating my what do you call it, my appointment with my OB. It's actually booked. Yes, thank the Lord. So now I actually know I'm going places. I know I'm actually going to get there, as opposed to just thinking, oh, I'm going to see an OB at some point and I just don't know when. And now I've got a date to look forward to. Also, I'm going to be doing my ultrasound. So if you all saw my last video that I posted, I have made a decision, and you know, I'm going to do an ultrasound, because as much as I would love for it to be a surprise, the reality is I want to be prepared. Like I've mentioned that I'm busy, and I don't want to. Neutral shopping right now is just a chore. It's a pain in the butt. So like I can only imagine having to do neutral everything. Like, no. The whole point of this experience is to kind of do it a little different than I have in the past. And in the past, I'm very, very simple. I'm not high maintenance at all. So I've never really had a shower. I've never really had a gender reveal or any of those kind of things. And this time around, I am having, I'm going to actually be having those things, and we'll share parts of that with you for sure. So it makes, I don't know, I just kind of want to enjoy the ride. And given my personality, I feel like I want to know, and hubby wants to know. And the fact that he wants to know, it makes me excited. So I think it's cool to do that. And that's actually coming up this week, Friday. So stay tuned. I'm actually going to take you guys along with it because I believe these clinics, these 3D ultrasounds clinics, are probably way more lenient than those, uptight clinics where ultrasound techs just don't even really talk to you. They're not very friendly per se. And it's not that they're not friendly. I know they're doing their job, and it requires a lot. So that's why they're not really having full-blown conversations and and such. So I understand. So I'm gonna try to take you guys along on the ultrasound, and I'll show you guys what's up. I'm ranting now, so I'm gonna stop right there. Quick thing. So I just want a quick update. Baby is apparently sad. So from what I read this week, my uterus is almost the size of a soccer ball. Soccer ball, how big is that? Like this big? Dang. It's like this big. Baby is approximately like 8 inches, measuring, I think, just about a pound, which is so cool. And yeah, baby is like the size of a grapefruit. And I don't even, I get thrown off by those measurements. Like, oh, baby is the size of a bunch of grapes. How big are these grapes? Like, I don't know. Okay, I'm confused by those measurements. But baby is apparently the size of a grapefruit, and so it's pretty exciting. Baby's growing really quickly, and I'm like 2 weeks away from viability, and that's really cool to think. We don't want anything to happen at any point, but it's just nice to know that as baby's getting older, like God forbid, if anything were ever to happen, their chances of surviving is there. It's getting higher as opposed to back in the smaller, when you're back in certain digits. So that's it, guys. I hope I'm not forgetting anything, and I thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to comment and share my videos. Yeah, don't forget to comment, share, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, guys. Much love. Mwah.